This is Dr. Lakshmi Narasimhacharyalu, Professor, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, St. Peter's Engineering College, Hyderabad. So this is the unit number 2 as per the JNTU syllabus, what we are going to talk in class, which is basically we used to talk about the syllabus points like state, what is as per JNTU syllabus, the steady state and the transient analysis of RL, RC and RLC circuits. This is in the form of the sinusoidal response, step response and the square response. And the three responses we need to find and solute the equations as well as some applicative part. And the RC circuits as an integrator and differentiator, which is just like RC low pass and high pass circuits, which is acting as the integrator and the differentiator with the various different time constants, like a large time constant for the integrator and the short time constant for the differentiator. And the second order differential equation for the RLC circuits, which we are going to do somewhat the what we call the conditions, the overdamped, underdamped and the critically damped cases we need to discuss. And the next topic is the root locus diagram. And now we next will coming to the resonance circuits, so like a series resonance circuit and parallel resonance circuits, which we are going to find the impedances and the quality factor, bandwidth, and these parameters we need to discuss. And after that, a lot of applications will be there by using of the series and parallel resonance circuits. And we used to draw the resonance curves also. This is about the unit number 2 we are going to discuss in the subsequent topics. Now today we are going to talk about the actual topic, like this is the session. What we are going to discuss is transient response of RC, RLC and RL circuits for the DC excitation, and the initial conditions also will discuss. The solution method using the differential equations and the Laplace transformation what we are using, and the transient responses of RL, RC and RLC for the AC excitations and the initial conditions, and the solution methods by using the differential and the Laplace transformations. But as per the syllabus we need to discuss about only second order differential equations for the RC transient responses and all by used to take the conditions like overdamped, underdamped and the critically damped, right? So now we are going to talk about why, what is the what, why and where we are using this. This is the very important transient circuitry which we are using in a different things, like you say that what is the transient analysis, like what is the transient analysis? The study of a behavior of the circuit when subjected to change or the disturbance is called the transient analysis. So this is called the transient analysis. Actually, what is actual transient analysis? Is the behavior of the circuit subjected to change or disturbance in the circuit itself is called the transient analysis, right? You say that example, you say the ceiling fan, you say that how it should be rotated and all. The transient behavior of the student when the transition takes place from one class to another class. If you'll observe that student have the little bit different characteristics one to another, because if the student are interesting in some class and little bit less interest in other classes, like that. That is the behavior of the student to subject to subject, you say that, like that. That is the transient analysis, how we are going to analyze the behaving of the student in a particular class, how they are acting. And these are coming to the behavior of the student during the transition period from the first to the 7th hour, like that, right? This is the actually we need to analyze the behavior of the object, or you say that a circuit, or you say that a student, whatever it may be. This is the transient analysis actually. Now we are going, why do they occur actually? The transients in the system occur because of presence of energy storage elements like inductor and capacitor. Already know that inductor and a capacitor, these two are the very very important ones, because the inductor, capacitor is the charge storage element, already know that, right? The similarly inductor is also the same, but you used to take generally the energy storage in the energy storage elements like L and C. You say that inductor and the capacitor cannot change instantaneously and will oppose the sudden change in a system, which results in a instability due to the oscillations. So for example, you say if you take a LC oscillators, the Colpitts oscillator, Hartley oscillator, and you say that the tuned collector oscillator and the RC phase shift oscillator, Wien-Bridge oscillator, and the crystal oscillator, different types of oscillators is there. But even we used to take what is the stability, how the oscillatings will produce stable oscillations or not. So stability is the more important. That's the energy storage. So here the energy storing elements is there, and you used to take by using of the two LC like inductor oppose sudden change in the current. If you will take a capacitor, opposes the sudden change in the voltage. So that means we used to take for the energy stored in energy storage elements like inductor and the capacitor, which cannot be instantaneously and will oppose the sudden change in a system. When the current is changes, then the inductor opposes suddenly, and if voltage changes, then capacitor will oppose suddenly. So that's what we used to take. A transient system occurs because of the presence of the energy elements, energy storage elements like L and C. Okay. So now, so this is why do inductor oppose the sudden increase in current? So what we say, what is the transient? The behavior of the circuit changes in the behavior of the circuit. Why we used to take the energy storage elements, which will be suddenly changes with respect to the variation of the current and voltage respectively for the inductor and capacitors. So we used to see that when we try to increase the current in the inductor, the suddenly di by dt is infinite. So the voltage developed across it will be infinite, as VL is equal to L di by dt. So therefore it should be changes, which is the infinite. That is, the inductor acts as open circuit, and the current equivalents to 0 and the voltage tends to the infinity. So thus the action of a sudden increase in a current is counteracted by establishing a open circuit. If the maximum sudden increase in the current, what happened? Circuit acts as an open circuit, and the voltage should be infinite, and the current must be 0. So that is the sudden changes in the circuit behavior due to the current passing through the inductor. If you will take a capacitor, when we try to increase the voltage in a inductor suddenly, so the dV by dt, which is equal to infinite, the current developed across it will be infinite, as IC is equivalent to the IC is equal to C dV by dt, generally used to take, which is equivalent to the infinite. So while the voltage will change suddenly in the capacitor, so what happened? The current developed across it, it will be infinity, as IC tends to infinite. That means C into dV by dt, where dV by dt comes to infinity. So at this moment, capacitor acts as a short circuited, and the voltage must be 0, and the current tends to the infinity. Thus the action of a sudden increase of a voltage is counteracted by establishing a short circuited for the capacitor. This is the cause why we are taking the transient responses, which is absolutely useful in the energy storage circuits, like the sudden change in the current and voltages in inductance and capacitance respectively. So now we will coming to this. This is the condition prevailing in an electric circuit between the two steady state conditions is known as the transient state. It lasts for a very short time. The current and the voltage during the transient state are called the transients. So whatever the short time, very short time, you say that. So that means the current and voltages during the transient state, whatever the constant state during that is called the transients, you say. In general, the transient phenomena occur when a circuit suddenly connected or disconnected to from the supply. You say that actually, if we will take a capacitor is there, if the sudden voltage is increases, then automatically the capacitor acts as a short circuited and current is maximum and the voltage tends to the zero. If you will coming to the open inductor, circuit suddenly open circuited and the voltage tends to the infinitive and current comes to the zero. This is the action takes place in inductance and capacitance storage circuits generally. I mean in any circuit. You say that there is a sudden change in the applied voltage from the finite value to another. A circuit is a short circuited, right? So this is about the phenomena of the transient. It should be occurs when these possibilities is there. When the sudden change in the current or voltages, then it should be acting as a short circuit and the open circuited as well for the capacitor and the inductors respectively. And where do we apply this study actually? If you are studying engineering, you have to do something in future for your future endeavors like good jobs, superior jobs like that. So similarly, we are going to talk about the transient responses. So what is the transient response? Why we are going to take the transient response and where it should be used. Already we discussed the two parameters. What is the transient response? The behavior of the circuit, and what is the why we are using the transient response, which will be occurs in the storage elements like inductor and capacitor, which will be suddenly change of the signals like current and voltages, then automatically in inductor it acts as a open circuit and the capacitor it acts as a short circuit. So you may understand what is the transient and why we are using. Now we are going to talk about where do we apply this study. So to design an element of a control systems basically, and to perform a fault analysis in the power systems, to design a protection equipment, design of oscillations, to compute the DC operating point. That means in this analysis, the most of the time it is a common to the electrical and electronics and communication engineering. So therefore here we used to take these application out of this the 3 or 4 should be relates to the electronics and communication engineering like design of the oscillations and to compute the DC operating point, these two, and moreover the control systems also, design the control systems. And if we will come into the electrical engineering side, used to take to perform a fault analysis in the power systems and design a protection equipment also. So therefore most of the time we use the both applications. This is the transient responses we are using in these applications. Now we are going to the basic terminology. So now the basic terminology used to take basically the transient response, steady state analysis, steady state response, the time constant and initial and final values. So this is the basic terminology for the transient responses. Now we are going to talk about solving the problem for the initial conditions in the network. We divide the time period in the following ways. Just you will say t is exactly at the point of center. You say that the x and y axis intersecting point t equal to 0. It should be extending in the both sides like tends to the left side tends to the minus infinite and right side tends to the plus infinite. So similarly used to take 0 have the two conditions is there, left and right, which will be 0 minus and the 0 plus. So therefore here just before switching from the t is equal to the minus infinity to the t equal to the 0 minus, this is just before switching, that is called. After switching, you say just after switching at a t equivalent to the 0 plus. If you say that after switching, you say that the t extended to the infinity, like t is greater than 0. So therefore the three conditions we used to take generally. So that is just before the switching, just after the switching, after the switching. So this is the for the understanding purpose, you may try to understand this. This is the initial conditions what we are going to do in a applications or the problems like that. So now the initial conditions for the resistor, you say that already you know that the resistor, what is the resistor which opposes the flow of current is called a resistance, which having that material is called a resistor. So therefore here what is the, according to the Ohm's law for the conductors, you say that V is equal to the IR, So here, which is always with respect to the time, so therefore V of t is equal to the R into I of t. And similarly for the initial conditions for the inductor, you say that V of t is equal to L into di by dt. And for the this phenomena, you say that the where I of 0 is the initial current through the inductor, you say that, so therefore I of t is equivalent to the 1 by L integrating of 0 to t and V of t into dt plus I of 0, where I of 0 is the initial current through the inductor coil. And the similarly used to take for the initial conditions for the capacitor, I of t is equal to C into dV of t by dt, and which is the V of t is equal to 1 by C integral of I dt, where the in between the 0 and t time period, and plus V of 0. V of 0 is the initial voltage across the capacitor. This is the initial conditions. Try to understand that this is the components RLC. Everywhere in the electrical and electronic circuits, always we use only 3 components basically. So therefore, how we are going to solute the problem for the given problem, you say that, which is with respect to the initial conditions, like you say that for the inductor, you say I of 0 is the initial current through the inductor, and the V of 0 is the initial voltage across the capacitor in the capacitor, right, across the capacitor for the capacitors. So these the specific differences of the inductor and capacitor, how it is acting and all already we discussed. Now we are going to take the element with the initial conditions, say R, which is the electrical equivalent circuit. You say that R, and the electrical equivalent circuit with the t equal to the infinitive, in the t equal to 0 plus here t equal to infinitive. If we will come into the inductor, what is happened inductor, you say that here the inductor, when the t equal to the 0 plus, then for the inductor you say that it acts as an open circuit and the maximum voltage will occurs generally. If you will come into the t equal to the infinitive, which will be acting in the short circuit, and for the capacitor you say that, which is a short circuit for the t equal to 0 plus, and t equal to the infinitive, it acts as a open circuit. And if we will come into this, the I naught and V naught through the inductor and capacitor respectively, how it should be acting is, now we will coming to the t equal to the 0 plus, the equivalent circuit, which is current passing through it, I naught, and here it say that this is the short circuited, which is I naught is here like this. So therefore, again you used to take the V naught across the capacitor, which is the equivalent circuit is like this, and it is a open circuited, which will be in series. Here it is in parallel. Like this is about the element with the initial conditions and the equivalent at the just after t, that means the t equal to 0 plus, and the after the switching, that is t equal to the infinitive. These the conditions actually what we are observing, and we are going to do some little bit of initial value, final value conditions. So in this given circuit, just to observe that in the given network, the switches are closed at the t equal to 0 with a 0 current in the inductor. Find the I and the di by dt, you say that, and the d square I by dt square at a t equal to the 0 plus. First we have to observe that what they are going to ask, with the 0 current in the inductor and the t equal to 0 current, find the I value, di by dt value, and d square I by dt square value at t equal to 0 plus, just switch after switching. So you used to take, this is the current passing through the circuit, that is through the R and L. Just you say this will be closed at just t equal to 0. Now you say that how you are going to take this is a solution. If you will take here after circuit, already you seen that in a previous slide how the equivalent circuits will take after t equivalent to the 0 plus and t equivalent to the infinitive conditions. So therefore it is just after the switching condition, after the switchover condition, so therefore the t equal to 0 plus, then you may take the inductor should be open circuited. So therefore you used to take t equal to the 0 minus, no current flows through the inductor. If the t equivalent to the, that means I of 0 minus is 0. So if we will come into the t equal to 0 plus, the network is shown in the figure, the previous one 10.4 like this. So it may be I is equivalent to the t equivalent to the 0 plus, so inductor acts as open circuit, then inductor will be replaced by the open circuit in the circuit. So therefore I 0 plus equal to 0, because in open circuit voltage is the maximum and the current will not pass through the circuit. So therefore I plus is 0. So similarly used to take, if we will take a t is greater than 0, t is greater than 0 for example. So what is happen? Applying the KVL, t is greater than 0 means t tends to infinity, so therefore it will be there. So the equivalent circuit inductor is there. So how the current passing through, the current I of t is passing through the 10 ohm resistor and the 1 Henry. So therefore how you are taking this is applying voltage, applying the KVL, Kirchhoff's voltage law, algebraic sum of the voltage drops across the each element which is equal to the applied voltage, or you say that algebraic sum of the total circuit component which is equal to 0. So voltages across the total circuit is the closed circuit is 0. The 100 minus of 10I minus 1 into di by dt equal to 0. So therefore di by dt equal to the 100 minus of 10I, which is the two equations by using of the KVL, just to observe that here. So therefore how we are going to take, this is the equivalent. So at t equal to the 0 plus, then di by dt of 0 plus, which is equal to 100 minus of 10I of 0 plus. So 100 minus 10 of, what is I of 0 plus, which is 0 actually, already we got it. So therefore which is equivalent to the 100 ampere per second. So this is the di by dt of 0 plus. If you will coming to the differentiating this equation with respect to the t, and you will get the d square I by dt square. So how you are getting this minus 10 into di by dt, you say that. So minus 10 into, so here you say di by dt equal to 100 minus 10I. So you may differentiate the equation number 2. What happened? D square I by dt square is equal to 100 comes to 0, minus 10I comes to 10 into minus 10 into of di by dt. So we will get like this, d square I by dt square at the 0 plus condition. So the minus 10 into of, what is the di by dt of 0? Already we got the equation, the above equation 100 amperes per second. So therefore minus 10 into the 100, which is equal to 1000 minus 1000 ampere per second square. This is the initial and final value condition of the given circuit. So now the second example, you say that in the given network the switching is closed at the t equal to 0 with a 0 current. In the inductor find the I, di by dt, d square I by dt. The same, previously what we have inductor, now what we have capacitor. So therefore the conditions will be little bit different. So therefore at this point you need to find the I value, you need to find the di by dt, you need to find the d square by dt square. Similarly, whatever the circuit components is there, if we will take, this is a short circuited, and at the t equal to infinity open circuit like. So therefore for this condition used to find the I of t is equivalent to the generally I of 0 plus is equivalent to the 0.1a, because t equal to 0 minus the capacitor is uncharged. So therefore Vc of 0 minus equal to 0, I of 0 minus equal to 0. And similarly used to take the similar whatever we did for the previous problem for the inductor and the resistor connectivity RL network, but here it is the RC network. So therefore t is equal to the 0 plus, the network is shown in figure the 10.7, just to observe that. So at t equal to 0 plus, the capacitor acts as a short circuit, right? Previously what happened? Open circuit. That's why there is no current passing through the circuit. Therefore the I of 0 plus at t equal to 0 plus condition, there it is a 0, but here it has some value because it is short circuited and it is forming as a closed circuit. By using of the circuit what we call the Ohm's law, just will take applied voltage by the total resistance is equivalent to the current passing through the circuit. So therefore 100 by 1000, which is equal to 0.1 ampere. This is about the I 0 plus. Now we used to take for the similar way the same conditions we apply here. So it is the, for the t is greater than 0, the network shown in the figure 10.8, you say that writing the Kirchhoff's voltage law equation for the t is greater than 0. So therefore by applying the Kirchhoff's voltage law, what the equations we get, 100 volts is equivalent to the 1000 into of I of t. So therefore here like this, equation 1 minus of 1 by microfarad is there, so therefore 1 by 1 into 10 power minus 6, right? So into of integral I dt in 0 and t in between, which is equal to 0. By differentiating that equation, then you will get the constant term comes to 0, and you will take the 1000 into dA by dt minus of 10 power 6 into I, which is equal to 0. From this analysis, dA by dt equal to minus 10 power 6 by 1000. Again you rewrite this equation, that the t equal to the 0 plus, then you will take the di by dt of 0 plus, which is equal to the minus 10 power 6 by 1000 into of I plus of I0 plus. I0 plus already we got it, some value is there 0.1 ampere, that should be multiplied to whatever value we got it now. So therefore the minus 10 power 6 by 1000 into of 0.1, which is equal to minus 100 amperes per second. And you say the equation 1, the differentiating the equation 2, you say that whatever equation we got it, dA by dt equal to 10 power 6 by minus 10 power 6 by 1000 into I, that equation should be differentiating with respect to the t again, then we will get the value of d square I by dt square. So from the above equation you say that minus 10 power 6 by 1000 into I differentiation dA by dt. So therefore d square I by dt square is equal to minus 10 power 6 by 1000 into dA by dt. Whatever value we got in the dA by dt, which is the minus 100 amperes per second. So therefore d square at the t equal to 0 plus condition. So d square I by dt square of 0 plus is equal to minus 10 power 6 by 1000 into of di by dt into 0 plus. Di by dt of 0 plus. Di by dt of 0 plus is minus 100 here. So therefore you may substitute. Then you will get the 10 power 6 by 1000 into minus 1, minus into minus is plus. So therefore 10 power 8 by 1000, which is equal to 10 power 5 ampere per second square. This is about the capacitor circuit. So we'll identify the first circuit elements, how it should be act for the initial value conditions of the RL and RC, and we'll did the problem by using of the initial value conditions I plus I0 plus of and I0 plus of plus by and dA by dt and d square I by dt square. So now we are going to talk about the next problem, which is the combination of RLC circuit. So therefore in the given network is a switch is closed at the t equal to 0. With the 0 current in the inductor, find the V dV by dt into d square dV by dt and d square V by dt square at a t equal to 0 plus. And whatever we did in the previous problems, like inductor and the resistor, as well as the resistor and the capacitor, the two circuits already we did, and now we are going to do the RLC circuit. So it is just we have to analyze that whatever we discussed about the equivalent circuits with the time variations like 0 minus, 0 plus and the t equal to the infinitive. These conditions we have to remember, and we have to apply that much of equivalent circuits in the time variations with respect to that. So you may take, this is the solution for the given problem. Just we have to find the at t equal to the 0 minus, then no current flows through the inductor and there is no voltage across the capacitor automatically. So therefore the IL of 0 minus equal 0 minus is 0, and you say that the V of 0 minus is also 0. Now we are going to talk about at the t equivalent to the 0 plus, the network is shown. The network is shown in a figure 10.19. Okay. Okay. So here t equal to 0 plus, the network shown in the figure, just you observe that here 10.19, which is the current source is there and which will be connecting with the resistance parallel, and the inductor is also parallel, capacitor is also parallel. So therefore the condition of the initial value, that is the t is 0 plus, the network shown like that, t is equal to 0 plus condition, inductor acts as the open circuit and capacitor acts as a short circuit. Then the rewrite the circuit is in 10.19 instead of the 10.18, right? So now the t equal to the 0 plus, the inductor acts as open circuit and the capacitor acts as a short circuit. So therefore you say that the IL of 0 plus is 0 and the VL of 0 plus, V of 0 plus is also 0. So therefore the resultant equivalent circuit is like this. Now you used to take when the t is greater than 0, the network is shown in the figure, the 10.20. You say that here how the current passing through it, the 10 ampere current passing through it, and you say that the 2 ohm 1 Henry and the 0.5 microamp watts, sorry, 0.5 microfarads. So therefore here the for t is greater than 0, the network is shown in figure. The writing the KCL. KCL means the nodal analysis you need to take actually. So therefore nodal points is there here. The two nodal points, 1, 2, two nodal points is there. With respect to that, you may take the V by 2. That means the here V by 2, V by R actually. So V by R or V by 2 you say that. And another one is the 1 by 1 Henry, 1 by 1 Henry is there here, right? Integral V dt 1 to t and V dt plus 0.5 C dV by dt. Okay, C dV by dt. C is the 0.5 microfarads and dV by dt, which is equal to applying current is 10. This is the Kirchhoff's current law. Previously what we applied? Kirchhoff's voltage law. But here we applied Kirchhoff's current law, nodal analysis. So therefore the t equal to 0 plus V 0 plus of V of 0 plus by 2 plus here what has happened here, t 1 to t is here, just we will take, this is the open, we'll get a 0 there, and plus 0.5 into 10 power minus 6 and dV by dt of 0 plus, which is equal to 10. Now used to take again differentiating the equation 1, whatever we have the equation 1, that should be differentiated, and you will get the half into dV by dt plus V plus 0.5 into 10 power minus 6 into d square V by dt square equal to 0. And again t equal to 0 plus condition, just will take the, instead of dV by dt you say dV by dt of 0 plus, similarly like that, V of 0 plus plus 0.5 into 10 power minus 6 d square V by dt square into 0 plus. The first one, the half into of dV by dt, dV by dt of 0 plus. And similarly used to take here d square V by dt square of 0 plus, which is equivalent to the, used to take the solution, the minus 20 into 10 power 12 volt per second square. Okay. So this is about the dV d square V by dt square of 0 plus. So now I used to take the another example, which is the given circuit, the switch is closed at the t equal to 0, with the 0 current in the inductor, find the V dV by dt d square V by dt square at t equal to the 0 plus. So therefore how much voltage is applied? 20 volts is applied, and the switch is there here, the resistors 10, 20 and 1 Henry is there here. How, when the switch is closed, what happened? Just to have to observe, this is the initial value condition at a t equal to the 0, switch is closed and there is 0 current in the inductor. So therefore I of 0 plus 0 is 0, and similarly like that, just you have to go through this. This is the solution. The t minus 0, the network attains the steady state condition, hence the inductor acts as a short circuit. Then you will take the I0 minus is equal to 20 by 10, you say that I minus inductor short circuited, so therefore the total will be short circuit like this. So now you will take the 20 by 10 here, this is, and the 20 by 10, so therefore the 2 amperes is there at a t equal to 0 plus, the network shown in the figure 10.23, yeah, 10.22 is here, just to observe that. The first instant, this is at t equal to 0 minus. So 20 by 10, which is the equivalent to the 2 amps. And if we coming to the 0 plus condition, a network shown in the figure 23, 10.23. So the inductor acts as a current source here. So therefore 2 amperes will pass through it, and you may take the t is greater than 0. The network is okay. This is for the network 10.23, we found it, the I of 0 plus is 2a, but you need to take the t is greater than 0, that means it tends to the infinity condition, what is happening. So here the applying the KVL in the circuit 10.24, and you will get the differential equation like this. I mean the equivalent result of the KVL is a minus 20i minus 10i minus 1 into dA by dt equal to 0. Just to observe that this is the right at t equal to 0 plus, so you may solve like that, minus 30i of 0 plus minus di by dt of 0 plus equal to 0. So therefore from this dA by dt of 0 plus is equivalent to the, it should be shift to the right side, and minus 30 into of what is I of 0 plus in inductor 2 amps. So therefore minus 30 into 2 is a 6, minus 60 amps per second. The differentiating the equation 1 whatever we have, that equation 1 is the differentiating with respect to the minus 30 by 30 dA by dt minus d square I by dt square is equal to 0. And if you will apply that at t equal to the 0 plus condition, then you will apply here the minus 30 dA by dt of 0 plus minus d square I by dt square of 0 plus equal to 0. So now you used to take what is the dA by dt of 0 plus what the value minus 60 we got it. So minus 60 into minus 30, 1800 near 1800, yeah, absolutely. So minus 1800 minus d square I by dt square of 0 plus equal to 0, then it should be shift that side, then minus and minus gets cancelled. So d square I by dt square of 0 plus equal to the 1800 ampere per second square. So we consider the transient analysis for the following circuit subject to the step input